Welcome to Two Harbors, Minnesota. Two Harbors is a city and the county seat of Lake County, Minnesota. It's along the shores of Lake Superior. In the early years, Two Harbors consisted of two separate communities, Agate Bay and Burlington. The village of Burlington along Burlington Bay was platted in 1856 and first incorporated in 1857. It had a post office that operated from 1856 until 1862. The first residence constructed on Agate Bay was owned by Thomas Sexton. It was a 14 by 16 foot shack. Earlier settlers lived in primitive conditions which were common for the area at the time. Their homes were made of logs and had dirt floors. Their diets often consisted of homegrown vegetables and animals caught in the area. The village of Agate Bay was created with the construction camp as work on the new railroad began in 1883. Now the village of Two Harbors was platted in 1885, but not incorporated until 1888. Early transportation to the village was by boats under contract with the new Duluth and Iron Range Railroad and by horse. It took one day to get from Duluth to Two Harbors. By 1886, the D&IR Railroad completed the Lake Division connecting Duluth and Two Harbors with passenger service that extended to Ely, Minnesota. The train station we're wandering around is called the Two Harbors Station. It's a historic train station located on 6th Street in Two Harbors. The station was built in 1907. The large two-story depot was the third depot on the site. The Minnesota Iron Company developed the Duluth and Iron Range Railroad in 1883, laid out the town of Two Harbors in 1885, and built depots to conduct its business. When the rail line was completed to Duluth, it was used as a transfer point for passengers, lumber, and mining supplies. Passenger service ended in 1961, and the depot was donated to Lake County, which now houses a museum. Had it not been for the discovery of nearby iron ore, Two Harbors would not exist. The Minnesota Iron Company bought 17,000 acres of land in order to build the railroad. In Agate Bay, which would later become Two Harbors, most of the land was bought from Sexton, who by that time had owned the land for 20 years. Various locations were considered for the railroad terminus and shipping port, but Agate Bay was chosen because it was closer to the iron ore site and had a clay-bottom bay while most were rocky. As the track was being developed, the main transportation route was Lake Superior. This proved difficult when heavy loads such as railroad engines nearly sank the scows or tugs that carried them. The contractor, John S. Wolf, was told he would receive a bonus of $50,000 if the railroad was completed by August 1st, 1884. Because that was a Friday, and construction workers had strong superstitions about working on Fridays, it became important that the construction be completed by July 31st. On that day, the first iron ore cars left Agate Bay early in the morning, along with the caboose for President Tower to ride in on the return trip. The railway between Duluth and Two Harbors was completed in 1886. We're passing by the Two Harbors Carnegie Library. The public library building was built in 1909 with a $15,000 grant from Andrew Carnegie. This was one of over 3,000 libraries in 47 states funded by Carnegie. It was built in the classical revival style with brick and sandstone. The Lake County Courthouse and Sheriff's Residence was built in 1906. In 1888, a two-story brick sheriff's residence and jail was erected with an adjacent Queen Anne-style courthouse. A 1904 fire destroyed the courthouse, but the jail and residence remained. The replacement building was designed in the Beaux Art style by James Allen McLeod, and it's built of brick and limestone, has stone windows surrounded by large keystones, dental molding, and 4 large columns supporting the entry overhang. The courtroom was topped with an open, semicircular dome covered with metallic scaled shakes. In 1945, the dome was enclosed from below. Inside, you could see murals painted by Axel Edward Soderbergh. Those are entitled Law and Justice, and it cost $1,500 a piece to make those murals in 1905.